so I think I might have a bit of a problem. So welcome back. I'm going to be doing my PlayStation 4 games collection, and I didn't realise I had so many. So previously I've done on my channel my Nintendo Switch collection, but this was obviously quite a while back when I first kind of got a Switch and I didn't have many physical games. So I need to do an updated Switch collection. I don't think it's as bad as my PlayStation collection. This isn't even all of it, like it keeps going down, but I've got you quite high so you can't see it all. So last year was actually the first time I'd ever owned a PS4, and because of like lockdowns and quarantines and all that stuff, I was inside with not a lot to do. I had books and things like that, but I'd always loved video games growing up as a kid. It was just expensive kind of having to update your console all the time. But luckily last year I got a PS4 so as well as a Switch, so I've accumulated a lot of games over the past year. Am I proud of my collecting habits? I don't know. I'm not sure if I should be ashamed or thrilled. I always love seeing people's collections on YouTube or Instagram, so I thought I'd do my own. It has grown quite a lot, and I haven't even played all of these, or even started probably more than half of these, because I just keep playing Animal Crossing, which is really bad. I have played Persona 5. I do need to get through some of these games, but I always start them or I just don't continue with them. Anyway, let's go through what I've actually picked up. So the first game is Atelier, Liddy and Swill. So this is one of the games in the Atelier series. I actually found out about the Atelier series from Ursha Gaming, and she does a lot of good reviews on them. I have actually started playing this one because it just looks so good, and it's a JRPG with magical girl elements in it. It's kind of a bit like playing an anime. It is all in Japanese, however, so it's subtitled for English, but all of the voice acting is actually Japanese. And I really want to play Atelier Riser because the second one's come out as well, but I am on a gaming ban. I have to finish what I have. So next is Little Nightmares, and I actually picked this up when I didn't actually own a PS4. Previous partner had a PS4 and I bought this to play around his. I absolutely love this game. I've also got the second one somewhere in this pile because I just love this so much. I've also got it on Switch as well as a digital download with the extra content, and most of these games are actually pre-owned as well. I buy them from websites like CEX and stuff because I don't mind buying like second-hand games. You just have to be careful because obviously they're discs and they're not cartridges. So this is another game I bought when I actually didn't own a PlayStation for myself. It was to play around my previous partner's house. Like, even though I didn't have any of the new consoles, I used to watch E3s and everything all the time because I loved gaming. I just couldn't afford to keep buying consoles and stuff because I was saving up. And the good thing is that because I've waited so long for a lot of these games to play them, a lot of them are now cheap, especially pre-owned. So this was actually cheaper than $22.99 from Game, but I think I've removed the sticker, so I think it was around like £10. And this actually has Unravel and Unravel 2 in it, which you can also get on Switch now as well, but it's just so beautiful. I love beautiful games. It's kind of like a puzzle game. You're basically one of these little yarny characters and you have to use your yarn and different elements in the world to kind of like solve these puzzles, kind of like Little Nightmares. That is a puzzle game as well with a horror element, whereas this is just like a really chilled out kind of cozy game. So we have another JRPG. I have not started this yet. Oh, I forgot to say, I have played Unravel, the first one, but then I didn't get to a save point, didn't realise I didn't autosave, so I need to restart that, but I haven't played Unravel 2 yet. Blue Reflection, the next one, which is a JRPG, I have not started because I'm like, I need to finish the Atelier ones before I start this. And this is actually by the same people what make the Atelier games. That's kind of why I picked it up, and I heard some really good things. I always watch YouTube reviews before I purchase a game. So it says study, play, fight, and it's basically a bit like a magical girl anime. I think it's going to be very similar to like the Atelier games, and I think it might have like turn-based combat in it or something. I highly recommend watching some good reviews on it because it did make me want to pick it up. I probably should have stacked these in order, but I didn't think about that. But oddly, another Atelier game has come after that. So this is Atelier Virus, The Alchemist and the Mysterious Journey. So this is another game in the Atelier series which I have not started yet because I obviously want to finish the other one. I'm not too sure if there's like a particular order you're actually supposed to play them in because I think some of them are like different worlds. there is a trilogy around the same characters, and Atelier Rise and Rise 2 obviously are like, that's the first ever like second sequel they've done for Atelier games. I think you could just grab any and pick them up and play them, but this one I just got it because it looked really good. Extra Gaming suggested it, and I was just like, oh no, pretty anime girls, I'm gonna have to get it. So this one is quite a recent purchase. I got this second hand as well. This is Ghost of a Tale. I think it came out a couple years ago, I could be wrong, and I think it's on Switch now too. I don't know how to describe it, but you're basically like a little medieval mouse, and you're in this like world where they're all animals, kind of a bit like The Witcher or something, but if it was animals. So it's an action RPG, and there's a lot of like storytelling in it, and it just looked really cute, and I just couldn't resist like the mouse. I'm a big sucker for graphics in games, so that's mainly why I pick things up, because they look really pretty, and that's just the artsy side of me. So a game what is loved by a lot of people, and this is Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch remastered. That's really hard for me to say because I have a problem saying my R's and W's together and they swap around, so thanks for making it difficult. So I believe this was actually on PS3 and they've remastered it for PS4. I have not started this yet. I actually started on Ni no Kuni 2 first before I got this one, because this one was a bit more expensive to get. This is the more popular Ni no Kuni game rather than Ni no Kuni 2. So the reason that I picked up the Ni no Kuni games is because they have the same art style as the Studio Ghibli movies, and I love those movies so much. I love the art style, and I love like RPGs or JRPGs. So this has like a lot of storytelling elements in it as well. I love story games. Really good game from what I've heard, so I do recommend picking that up. And Ni no Kuni 2. This one isn't as much of a fan favourite as the first one, but I've actually started playing this, and the only problem is JRPGs and stuff, they're really long games. It just takes such a long time to get through them. That's why I end up playing something else and then forgetting to go back to it. But I love this game so far. There's so many like elements in it though. When you're in the world map, you're like a chibi character, and then you go to a normal character when you're in other areas of like the game, and there's just like so many different elements to the game that sometimes it gets a bit much, but it's always like interesting, but you do have to learn a lot. I played it for quite a while, so it's actually one game that I've played quite a bit of, and I just really enjoyed it, and I really like the main character. So this is a kind of cozy game. If you like things like Stardew Valley and Animal Crossing and stuff like that, you'll really like this game. This is Yonder, the Cloud Capture Chronicles. It's also on Switch, I believe. I have played a fair amount of this. It's very addictive. You basically have like a character. You've came onto this kind of like island world where you got shipwrecked, and you have to kind of do like farming simulation. You have animals, and then you obviously sell the stuff that they produce. You have to find these cats. There's like lost cats as like a side mission, and you'll hear them meowing, and then you have to find all the cats and collect them as part of one of your side quests. I need to go back to this because I absolutely loved it. It's so addictive. If you play Stardew Valley, you'll know how addictive those kind of games are. The graphics are like, they're not the best graphics ever, but it kind of doesn't matter. They're still good, but they're not like amazing. The world's just so pretty still, even though it's not like the most amazing graphic. But yeah, I really recommend Yonder because it's a really like calming, cozy game to play. Okay, so Final Fantasy. This is World of Final Fantasy. So this I'm not too sure if I'm going to like or not. I haven't actually fully played any Final Fantasy game. Don't be mad at me, I'm sorry. I have played parts of Final Fantasy games with friends, but obviously because I didn't have consoles and stuff before, I didn't really get into playing like the main Final Fantasy games, but I'm hoping to at some point when I play the rest. So I got this one because it just looked really cute. So they're more like chibi characters. I'm not really sure what this game's going to be like compared to like the mainline Final Fantasy games. It kind of looks like there's two different art styles here as well, like chibi, but then also like this kind of style. So if you played this, let me know if it's good. I watched some reviews and it was cheap, so I was like, I'll give it a go. So I got Tales of Vesperia, and this is the definitive edition. So I'm guessing, I think this might have been on PS3 and they've like kind of remastered it for PS4. Could be wrong, not too sure. It reminded me of kind of like the Ni no Kuni art style. I've seen these games growing up like on PS2 and stuff, and I always used to pick them up and think, oh, I really like the art style, but I've never played them. Hopefully I'll like it. A few of my friends really like the Tales games, so I will have to play this hopefully soon. Overwatch. So this is a bit of a different game compared to the rest of the games that I have in my collection, because this isn't a story game or like a JRPG or anything. It's like a multiplayer shooting game. I'm sure a lot of you have played or heard of Overwatch. You do have to have PlayStation Online to play this though, unfortunately, so if you don't have that and interested in this game, you will have to pay for the monthly subscription to be able to play online, because you play online with your friends or just random people. I do really like Overwatch. It is quite addictive. I haven't played it in a little while. The only problem is like if you get anxiety or stuff like that, you just have to choose wisely who you play with, because some people get very into their games, and gaming for me is just like a way of relaxing and chilling out. I'm not a very competitive gamer. I have a somewhat competitive nature, but not really. Like when it comes to games and stuff, I just want to do it to like chill out after like a day at work or something. So yeah, I think you can play with people you don't know and not have your mic on and stuff like that if you just want to like play and not get stressed out. Or if you really love competitive gaming, then this is definitely one for you. Overwatch 2 is hopefully going to be coming out soon, and that looks awesome. If you go onto YouTube and search for Overwatch 2, the team actually like tell you about all the upgrades and everything they're doing for like the new game whenever it's released, and honestly it's amazing what they can do. Little Nightmares 2, I actually bought this for my birthday this year. I pre-ordered it with some gift cards I had from Argos, so I actually got it for pretty cheap because it was about £60 I think for the pre-order, and I got the TV edition, so it came with the game, it came with a figure, it came with the soundtrack, it came with like a little booklet with all the art in it, it had stickers, and when it came I was so happy. I think because Little Nightmares was the first game I completed on like a PS4, it had a lot of like heartfelt feelings for me. I don't know, I just loved it so much. I love the art style, I love the music. I have not started Little Nightmares 2 yet, even though I got it in February. I do need to play it. It's a creepy game. It's kind of like a puzzle horror, but I wouldn't say it's really a horror. It's more of a like creepy, spooky, oh, are you gonna have nightmares game. I do actually have there, you can't see because of the reflection, a art print of Six, which is the main character from the first game, and this actually has Mono as the main character for this game, but then you meet up with Six later. That just shows you how much I love that game. So this is Atelier. I think I'm pronouncing them right. They always have like really interesting names in them, and I'm like, oh, don't know if I said that right. And this is obviously just another Atelier game. I think I saw on Ursha Gaming that she said that if you haven't played any of the games, this one's probably the best one to pick up. So yeah, just another Atelier game which I have not played yet. The pile is going down. There's a lot still underneath there, trust me. So this next game is precious to me. This is Persona 5. This is the Royal. There's a funny story behind this. So this is Persona 5 Royal Steelbook Edition. I got this from CEX and I got it for £15, and I was with my friend when we were allowed to go shopping at that point, and he was like, oh my god, £15 for the Royal Edition and it's a Steelbook. That is so cheap, because people are selling these for like £50 still for just the Steelbook alone. So I was like, I need to buy it because I've wanted to play Persona 5 for so long. I picked it up and I was so excited. I have started playing this because I put it on my Instagram stories, the intro of when I started playing the game, going, oh, I'm going to play Persona 5. My friend kind of let me know that that's not the Royal intro. That seems like the original game. And I was like, huh? So the game's actually in my PlayStation right now, so I can't show you. But they put the wrong disc in it and they put the original game in because there was a few Personas on the shelf. So I've started playing the original Persona, not the Royal one, which is fine because I'm loving the game, but I was a little bit annoyed and I didn't have the receipt and it was from like November. I hadn't looked at it, so it's my own fault. I couldn't return it or say, hey, you put the wrong game in. So I was trying to like look on eBay to see if I could find just the disc only, because I don't want to have to buy it all again because they are expensive if you're actually just buying the whole game. I just happened to find one what was £15. That's a little lesson to everyone. If you're buying secondhand games, make sure when you leave the shop they've put the right disc in. But Persona 5 JRPG, it's a massive game. I haven't got very far with it and I've played like 40 hours and I kept dying because of the save point system, which does annoy me a little bit, but I absolutely love it and I have a slight crush on the Joker. Please don't tell anyone. Why is it when I see Kingdom Hearts I just want to start like belting out Utada Hikaru songs? Kingdom Hearts is, I want to say, my favourite game, but I haven't played all of them, so I can't really say it's my favourite like game series. But Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 I would play over and over and over and over again religiously on my PS2. It was my favourite game. I loved Kingdom Hearts so much. There was obviously a lot of other games what got released, what went on to like PS Vita, I think, or PSP. They just started releasing them on different consoles, well, portable consoles, and I could not afford to keep buying all these different consoles and stuff to play the games. I just had my PS2, which is the the only console I had at the time, so I was really upset because I loved Kingdom Hearts so much. So I know that they remastered them all and they did them as like 2 separate ones at one point. I think it was for PS3, so they put like the Kingdom Hearts 1 on one of them, Kingdom Hearts 2 on the other one, and it's actually a very confusing storyline with Kingdom Hearts. If you played the game and you've heard of it, you probably already know. I remember I watched like a 4-hour YouTube video explaining all of the Kingdom Hearts lore and like timeline, and some games are happening at the same time and which ones go which, and it's just like so convoluted, and I think that puts a lot of people off because when they started making the older games it just got so deep and confusing, took the joy out for a lot of people. Kingdom Hearts 3 came out a couple years ago. Is it 2 years ago? Probably a while ago now, but it feels really recent because I know everyone was just like, when is Kingdom Hearts 3 going to come out? For about 10 years we were waiting for this, and I did hear like not great reviews about Kingdom Hearts 3. I don't know if that's because maybe you have a lot of fans who are just like very picky into the lore and everything of it, or it's just not that person's game, because it's kind of got Disney elements in it too, as well as like Final Fantasy, because it is a Square Enix game but with Disney. So I have not played this yet because obviously I need to go through all of the games, the ones that I haven't played, to get all of the story, else there's going to be bits which I'm just not going to really know about. I'm excited for the amazing graphic updates since Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 on my PS2. Let me know if you're a Kingdom Hearts fan, because I feel like you either love it or you're not a big fan. So this one is actually compatible with VR, so if you have a VR headset, which I really want but they're just so damn expensive, then this will be a really good game to get. This was actually on the free download, so if you get the PlayStation Online Pass, each month you'll get 2 games to choose from for free. I wouldn't say it's a kids game, but it is great for like children if you have kids and you want to get them into kind of playing like console games but you're not really too sure what you want to start them with. It's a really fun, just cute game. I have actually started playing this. Basically go around and you paint the walls with these magical monsters. It's just a relaxing game, and I actually end up spending quite a lot of time making like my kind of graffiti art look good, so it did take me a while to get through some of the game, but I need to continue with it. Do I have this on Switch already? Yes. Did I buy it for PlayStation as well? Yes, I did. Why, you ask? I don't know. Okay, so I think my reasoning behind buying this game twice is that I just love the art style and the graphics for the Lego Harry Potter game so much on my Switch, and because I downloaded it on my Switch Lite at the time, I only had a digital copy. I was like, I really want this on like my big screen, so I bought it. I didn't have a normal Switch at the time because now I have a Switch Lite, an Animal Crossing Switch and a PlayStation. I do. And this has all of the games in it, so it has years 1 to 7, and this was under £10 second hand. You know I love Harry Potter. I really can't wait for the new Harry Potter game to come out. Obviously it's got delayed sadly. That is one game I will sit down and play and you will not see me for about 3 months. Dragon Quest Builders 2, and the reason I actually bought this was because of my friend Leah. She is very pastels on like Twitch and Instagram. I'll link her down below. Check out her Twitch and everything. She creates some really cute like cozy gaming videos, and she has a cute Instagram as well, so check out Leah. So she was playing this on her Twitch and I was just like, that looks so cute. I've never played Minecraft because of the art style. Art styles put me off quite a lot. I'm just a bit funny with art styles. I like really like illustrative artistic stuff, and because Minecraft is very like square, I don't know, I just never got into it. Maybe I'll give it a go at one point. But Dragon Quest Builders 2 looks basically kind of like Minecraft, the kind of crafting elements in it and also some kind of fighting and stuff. The graphics are a lot more like up to level. I haven't played this yet, but let me know if you're a fan of Dragon Quest Builders. So The Last Guardian, this was another game that I watched at E3 many moons ago and I was like, I really want that game. Have not started it yet, mainly because of the graphics, and also I just love these kind of games where it's like, I don't know what you'd even call it, but it reminds me of the PC games I used to play with my mum, where they're kind of like puzzle games and they just had like a really nice art style, and I just love this little creature here. I can't remember what it's called now, but it's kind of like a puzzle kind of game. I've heard it's actually really irritating and hard to play, and it kind of like puts people off of finishing it, so I'm not too sure how well I'm going to get on with this game, but I just wanted it in my collection, and because I've been waiting to play it for so long. So here's the Kingdom Hearts. I don't know why I put it so low in the pile, or away from Kingdom Hearts 3. I should have put them together. Oh well, the rest of Kingdom Hearts is here. So yeah, this is the story so far. So if you are interested in playing Kingdom Hearts and you don't want to have to buy them separately, because it actually works out a lot cheaper just buying them like in one game rather than having to get individual ones, and a lot of them are obviously not all on PlayStation. So I really highly recommend buying the story so far, and then you'd have to get Kingdom Hearts 3 separately because that came out after. I think they actually released this before Kingdom Hearts 3 especially, so that people could kind of play it before Kingdom Hearts 3 released, but I'm not too sure. So it's Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories, Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days. How do you actually read that one? Is it 358 over 2 days? Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep Final Mix, Kingdom Hearts Recoded, Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance HD, Kingdom Hearts 0.2 Birth by Sleep, A Fragmentary Passage. I think that might be the movie bit. Kingdom Hearts back cover. So I think one of these is actually just like a kind of backstory. It must be just the Kingdom Hearts back cover. It's just like a little clip telling you a bit more of the story. A lot of games in here. So the value for money was really good because I got this for £10. And there's like 7 or 8 games here, and there's actually 2 discs as well because there's so many games on here. So I've started Kingdom Hearts 1 on here. I need to go back and play it and actually like get through all of the Kingdom Hearts, but I always get distracted and play something else. And because it's kind of like a game I've religiously played over and over again, Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, I always pick up like a new game, something new and exciting. So if you are looking for that and you want it cheap, I think I got that actually off of Amazon for like £10, and then Kingdom Hearts 3 for £10, so £20 I got a lot of games. So it's really good value for money if you are a fan or you want to try it out. So talking of a great game value for money, a lot of people say that about Hollow Knight. This is supposed to be quite a hard game. I have not started it yet, and it is also on Switch if you want it portable. So Hollow Knight is an action adventure game, and it's kind of like a platform game. If you've ever played like Ori and the Will of the Wisps, they're compared to each other a lot, and I just love the art style. The music's supposed to be amazing. I only got this for about £8. It's also quite a long game, so you get a lot of value for money. Maybe watch some gameplay footage. It is quite hard. I think it gets harder the more you play near the end. So this game I bought for like £3. This is Tearaway Unfolded Messenger Edition. It is actually a little bit like scratched up and stuff. It's not the best quality, so like if you're a collector, just beware if you're buying like pre-owned games. It might not always arrive like pristine. Most of mine have, apart from this one. I watched a few kind of like clips of it before I purchased it because I just thought, oh, that's cheap and it looks cute, and I like the kind of like origami paper style. I think if you're interested in this or you've got children, maybe watch a YouTube video or a review and see if it's any good. I have yet to play it, so I'm not too sure if it'll be worth £3. So this is Trooper Brook, and this is also on Switch. This I have actually got pretty far with. It's a kind of click adventure, a bit like the old PC games that you used to play back in the day, where you just kind of walk through and you like click and find things and figure out the mystery. A bit like Broken Sword in a way. So I haven't finished it yet because I got stuck on one bit and I need to try and find like a YouTube tutorial to get past it because it was just super confusing, or maybe because I'm rubbish at games. But I loved it so much because it is all claymation. Like all of the characters and all the sceneries, like I watched a little clip on YouTube of them making it, is all like stop animation. And as I've mentioned before, I love things like Coraline and Tim Burton's, and I love stop animation and all of that. The art person in me just can't help but admire it when I'm like playing the game or watching the film, just like, oh god, how hard that would have been to do all of that movement. If you're a fan of that kind of art style and you like a kind of more like relaxed storytelling click game, but it's not like fighting or anything, I really recommend this. The story and the characters are really funny in it. So this is Monster Hunter World, which I have played not much of, and I really need to, because I spent about 2 hours customizing my character, my Palico, and then I played a bit and I was just like, yeah, I'm tired now because I spent so long customizing. It's my favourite part of the game. Is anyone else's? I actually prefer just customizing rather than playing the actual game. I don't know, maybe it's just me. This is obviously a massive open world kind of game. I think it's a JRPG, and a lot of you will probably already know about Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter Rise has released on the Switch, so maybe if you've not played this before and you've played Monster Hunter Rise and just got introduced into that kind of like Monster Hunter world, and this is actually quite cheap now. When I bought this as well, my PlayStation actually downloaded it, so it was the Iceborne, I think it is, I don't know if it's like the DLC or something, but it's like the new update. It's the Iceborne one, so you can have another section to go and like get the monsters. I'm not like fully knowledgeable about Monster Hunter, but if you do want to watch someone who loves Monster Hunter and knows all about it, then I really recommend watching Gemma's content. So she has a couple Instagram accounts and a Twitch and stuff, which I'll link all down below, and she also has a YouTube channel, and she's also just recently created a lot of content for Monster Hunter Rise on there. If you want to check her out, Gemma knows a lot about Monster Hunter, so you will get a lot of information from her, more than from me. So we are at the last game. Whew, that took a little while. I just didn't realise I had so many. I really hope this is all of them and I haven't left some somewhere. I think it is anyway. But we're gonna end on Stardew Valley, which I have played a fair bit of, but not as much as a lot of other people, because I have so many games and I jump to and from them all the time. I have a problem, I know, but Stardew Valley, do I even really need to say much about this? It is a farming game and it's amazing because it's all been made by like one person. That just amazed me. It is on Switch, it's on, I think, can you get it on like your iPad or something, on like Android? I think you can get it on like Steam, on like PC. So there's lots of ways you can play this. It's a little bit like Animal Crossing-y kind of vibes, so it's a very like cozy game. It's a farming simulator. The only thing what annoys me is because I haven't played it enough to get a horse, so when you're like walking, you walk so slow going from one place to the next place, and the time's a lot quicker when you're playing it than in real life time, so you're just like running like, please do not pass out. So that did kind of put me off, but I need to just keep grinding on it. It is a very relaxing game and you can get this like pretty cheap considering it has a lot of updates and things in it, so you can play co-op and everything now. So it's really good value for money and it's a very like chilled game. The music's nice. It is like kind of more old school graphics, but I actually really like the graphics for this. I highly recommend this if you want a kind of more cozy game. And that is my whole collection of PlayStation 4 games. I've tried to sort of restructure my PS4 game tower. So I hope you enjoyed watching my collection of games. Hopefully it's introduced you to a game that you might not have heard about or now you're kind of interested in and you might want to check out. So once again, thanks for watching guys, and I shall see you next time. Now what game am I going to play?